Welcome back to the TFT Showdown. We are now at the third match of the first round, and I am joined here with Sushi Man.
Hello.
And Kyle, or Soundside.
Hello.
Alrighty. So, how do you think this is gonna end up turning out here?
Well, I've played with Wubwave before, and he's always been a pretty, decent player. I haven't played with Hayzie before, so I don't really know what to expect to see, like, as far as the matchup goes.
They're both a similar level bronze, though rank doesn't necessarily mean anything in a 1v1.
True, because this is going to be a completely different game. I don't know. I'm going to just take a blind pick and put my money on. See how it goes.
We will obviously know more once we see the final matchup. Right now, all we have is a Mordekaiser.
Yep. He's still deciding on the actual champion that he's going to end up turning in with. I know Mordekaiser's fairly annoying to fight.
I think Wubwave picked Mordekaiser because he has the idea with the no mana costs and survivability that he's probably going to go for the 100 CS first, I assume so, or maybe like first tower. Interesting.
He's trying the new champion. I don't know much about this new champion, so
I don't know how well it's going to work for him.
Especially because Sushi, you said they just when was the actual hot fix for the champion?
The hot fix? I'm not 100% sure. I can go look that up right now.
It'll be interesting because
she
from
was
what I can
boosted a little bit for farming sake.
I would say Susie just said that, but they didn't change any of the mechanic style to her, right? Like her Q.
No, they did not. They actually made it a point to say, "Hey, we're not changing the way the skills play out."
Well, then this might be somewhat nice for her because this is going to be a much wider lane than the mid lane of a normal game, so it might give some easier options to queue more.
Okay, here it is. The mana cost went down basically 10 per level. And then the worked ground duration debuff on the terrain that you're walking around is, it now lasts for 140 seconds rather than 180, which means that she can use her fully powered Q more often.
Wow, that's actually a really long cooldown.
Yeah, it's pretty long. I would not choose Talia in ARAM simply because you're working with limited ground here, and if you can't find fresh ground to use your Qs, then you're just gonna only have one Q to throw out. And then
maybe it's part of his goal as well to be able to attack nicely but still be able to farm.
I don't know. Hayzie might. I mean, they both brought Ignite for like the kill potential, but I think Hayzie might actually try and kill Wubwave instead of go for like the CS or the tower.
Do you think he'll get smacked by the third bong?
Mordekaiser has flash, so you always have to be wary of the flash triple Q, or the flash third Q.
But Hayzie can also flash out if he's quick enough. I don't know, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna get enough to actually be able to use their ults or not, because I'm curious to see how that ult is reflected across this lane. Because you can't really do much with it.
Yeah, you'd have to do it at a very sharp angle to wall off and allow yourself to maybe push out a lane where, deny Wubwave some CS or something.
Yeah, I could see using it in a clever way, but it's interesting. I guess granted, with how short this could be, you might not even get to level 6, so it's more just planning on the initial interactions.
If you do get to 6, you can actually use the wall to deny Mordekaiser's Q, because he has to be in melee range, so you can just build a wall and hop on the other side of it, and he can't reach you with his Q.
That would be kind of nice, and that wall lasts for a decent amount of time.
It lasts for like 6 seconds, I think. 6, 7, 8, depending on what level it is.
Plenty of time to either make him burn a flash to go over the wall, at which point then you can flash back over the other side of the wall.
Or just knock him over with your W.
Yeah, and give you plenty of time to, just get away if you didn't want to fight. Because especially like you said, Mordekaiser is going to be a lot stronger of a fighter than what's her name? Talia?
Talia, yes.
Did I say that right? Alright, surprising.
I feel like a lot of this match is going to end up being decided by the first couple of Qs.
Yeah, if Hayzie lets Wubwave get in too many Qs, it'll be really devastating for him.
Well, the thing is, if Talia gets good damage on her first couple of Qs, then the fact that she's working on mostly worked ground is not going to be that big of a
disadvantage. Yeah.
It puts her at a disadvantage, but if she gets the Qs early, then she doesn't need the subsequent Qs to do as much damage because she's already landed some poke. But if she uses the first like 2-3 Qs and doesn't really get much out of it, then all of the weaker Qs afterwards is just going to do that much less. It's not really going to be very good for her.
Wubwave starting out very defensively, I see.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Just
that's what
buying
I'm
the
saying.
shield and magic defense, while he seems to actually be going for the opposite.
That's why I think, or at least that's why I'm saying that Wubwave is probably going to be going for that 100 CS. And I think he'll use Mordekaiser's natural, like, combat abilities to survive and not worry so much about, like, you know, hard engaging. I think he's going to focus on just trying to outpush Talia. Because like you said, Susie, as soon as he puts down a lot of worked ground too for that potential poke, well, now his wave clear is just going to go way too low because he's just going to have worked ground everywhere.
In fact, if he wants to, Wubwave can bait out a couple of Qs early to make sure that a lot of that ground is worked, and then just shove as hard as he can, because Talia can't deal with Mordekaiser's push. He can kill that tower really easily.
Interesting skill level on Wubwave. He actually didn't take his Q at all. He leveled his
just wants to shove.
Yeah, that's just going to farther back up our idea that he's just looking for the wave clear.
Oh dear.
He's
making a lot of early damage already.
There's that first Q. That's exactly what Talia needed.
Yeah. Now, as long as he stays on that worked ground, he'll have that move speed too.
Still, even though there's reduced land, there's definitely enough for a good few amount of Qs in there. And oh my, it was already dealt with.
All right, that was real quick.
Like I said, the first 2 to 3 Qs.
Yeah, Wubwave took way too many. He underestimated it.